Hello, everyone. This is your daily reminder that tomorrow never comes, meaning tomorrow is not guaranteed for you, for me, or for anyone else. So let's mold our futures, especially our financial futures, and let's move forward and create our own destiny in this world. Having said all of that, this is not financial advice. Nothing I say in this video is deemed financial advice. This is my perspective on the crypto space. And I encourage all of you to jump in and do your own research. So now that we've kind of got that now to the side, the biggest question I got from the first video was, yeah, it sounds intriguing. Crypto sounds intriguing, but what the heck is Bitcoin? What's ETH? Didn't really explain anything. And the goal of that first video wasn't to do that. The goal of the video was to just kind of get your feet wet in terms of, in your mind, is crypto a scam? Is it real? Is it legit? That's it. So in this video, I kind of want to get into what Bitcoin is, what ETH is, but in very simple terms. No charts, no fancy, no fancy journeys down technology, what different technologies are in play and why it's beneficial. None of that. Okay. All I'm going to do is break it down in simple terms. Many of you who are currently investing, have invested, or even if you haven't, you're familiar with the real estate market. So the easiest way to describe any of this is what Michael Saylor, who is a CEO of a public company called MicroStrategy, his analogy on what Bitcoin and ETH is. So think of Bitcoin as digital property. So right now, just property alone, if you were to go into your major city, if you're in the US, Manhattan, if you're in Canada, Vancouver, Toronto, or anywhere else in the world, you look at your major cities and you look at, can you own a piece of land in that major city? Chances are you can't, because it's not for sale. And two, if it was for sale, you couldn't afford it. But we know that real estate in those downtown cores is only going to appreciate as time goes on, and has appreciated over the course of the last several decades, if not hundreds of years. So that's what Bitcoin is. You have to imagine Bitcoin being digital property. Now, some have compared it to digital gold, which is fair, right, as a store of value. But the easiest way to wrap your head around it is just think of it as property, okay? That it lays the foundation. Bitcoin is the foundation of the crypto space. If you get in now, you own a piece of that digital property, okay? There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins minted. I believe 3 million or so have been lost. So you're looking at 18 million that will never, ever be more than 18 million. All right. So there's 7 to 8 billion people on this planet, and there's 18 million Bitcoin. So obviously we know that's scarce. All right. So again, Bitcoin, digital property. Now what's ETH? And what's the difference between Ether and Ethereum? So Ethereum is the actual platform. Ether is the currency, the coin, the token, however you want to frame it in your mind, that kind of is the lifeblood of the platform, right? And so if we kind of looked at Bitcoin as being digital property, then ETH is the building on top of that property. Again, look at any of your major cities that you're in, that you're living in or around. When you look at the downtown cores, they've got these buildings that have been there for decades, hundreds of years, okay? That's what ETH is. ETH is going to house all the other companies that are within that building. But without that building, it wouldn't be around. Okay, so Bitcoin, if you look at it, could be around for hundreds and thousands of years. With ETH being the buildings on top of that land, you're looking at, decades to hundreds of years. So that's kind of really the way that I took that analogy to heart. Made sense to me after I heard that. And I think it makes total sense, and it's very easy for others to understand it that well. If you kind of dive into the weeds, which you should at some point, obviously things get much more technical and much more advantages. There's pros and cons to both. But really, if you wrap your head around it and think Bitcoin, digital property, and ETH is the building on top of that property, it makes things a lot more simpler. All right, so that's really what I want to lay out today. What the heck is Bitcoin? What is ETH? I hope that made it clear for you guys. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.